A lot of great stories. Thank you everyone for sharing. A little bit more about me. I was full-time teaching ROTC at Western, actually in Grand Rapids for all of our students up there. I was on an Army contract and the contract ended 3 weeks ago. So over the last 6 months, I was looking for my next job, and me and a friend of mine started a ministry for veterans. There's a lot of pain, there's a lot of joy, but through our service, there's a lot of sacrifice. So my mission is to connect those soldiers with Christ, because in my opinion, that's where the only true healing can come from. So I got some cards back there. We're trying to help guys with PTSD and women, but there's a lot of pain, and we're just trying to take some of that away. So on a lighter note, I picked one of my favorite stories that I like to tell, and while I'm hearing everybody else's stories, I thought of other ones I could tell that would be a lot of fun, but we don't have all night. Just a teaser on another one is if you, I don't even know if I should say this, but Desert Storm, we played cards in tents, and the tents are really tight, and we're eating MREs all the time, and the gas kind of bubbles up a little bit, and a friend of mine made another person puke just off farting in a enclosed tent. I mean, that kind of, you can't get that type of experience, in a dorm. All right, so when duty calls. I'd heard stories about deserts and seen them in the cartoons, but being from Michigan, I'd never seen one until I joined the Army. In my first 2 years enlisted, I would get to visit 4 different deserts: Oklahoma, El Paso, Saudi Arabia, and Death Valley, California. They all present their own challenges and levels of heat. But I never knew what hot was until 2008 when I deployed to Iraq for the second time. On the news, we had seen thermometers showing 140 degrees and soldiers doing their jobs in full body armor. I believe that I had caught a break because my company was deployed to Iraq from September to May and missing the summer months in Iraq. When we arrived in Kuwait, I found that we hadn't missed it completely. For the first couple days in Kuwait, the training was at a minimum. We were basically waiting our turn to fly into Iraq. But the heat was amazing. It daily rose to temperatures around 130. 130 degrees. Why would anyone live somewhere where it gets to be that hot? As we adapted to the heat, we quickly became partially nocturnal. If the sun was down, so was the temperature a little. I quickly learned that one event that could wait until the sun went down was using the latrine or porta-johns. No matter what temperature it is outside, it's always hotter in a porta-john. Another part of adjusting to Kuwait is eating new food. We weren't eating local food. It was chow provided by the Army, but it was prepared by whatever contractor had won the contract. Our cooks were Indian, like from India, Indian. This meant that they liked to add some curry to everything they cooked. I enjoyed the food every day, but one day I ate too much. One day I ate the wrong thing. One day I didn't have time to wait for the sun to set before using the porta-john. So walking through Kuwait with full body armor in 130 degrees, I have no choice. I have to use the porta-john. Flashback. You don't need details on what happened next, but 2 facts stick out. First, the porta-johns are made of plastic. Plastic gets weaker when it's hot. I weigh about 250 pounds, with body armor somewhere around 300 pounds. When I sat down, the plastic started to give way. But thankfully it didn't break, it just sunk a little. Second, I don't know how hot it was in there, but when I came out, 130 degrees felt cool. I never thought 130 degrees would ever feel cool. Thank you.